Couple dead
Paddle
spots in the
again.
floor, they've been dribbling the ball down the court. They hit a dead spot.
Quite a history up there.
Yep, Fly
Why,
Williams.
yeah.
Gary
Wow,
Williams.
boy, good memory.
You ready?
We are ready. Let's, we are going live and let's stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, good evening. Large crowd this evening. It's because it's so cold out. Hello to all our neighbors that are online. Happy to be here. January 16th. Okay, so we're all set on new additions for the agenda. We are going to open the public hearing for the Clute Park Engineering Study, so I'll need a motion to open that public hearing, please.
I make a motion to open up for the public hearing, Clute Park and Engineering Study?
I will second it.
Okay, we'll leave the public hearing open to the end of the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. It's carried. Thank you. All right, public be heard. Charlie, you want to say anything? Ethan? Okay. Moving right along. I'll take a motion to approve the regular board meeting December 19th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the regular board meeting held on December 19th, 2023.
I can second that. I was here at this, on the second.
Okay, so we got a couple people out. Was it?
Bob and me.
Okay,
Yeah, Peter's
so,
good. He seconded.
yep. So the three of us in favor?
Correct.
Aye.
Yes, aye.
I abstain.
Two
So you-
abstain. It's carried. Okay, and then I'll take a motion for the minutes, the regular board meeting of January 2nd, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the January 2nd meeting.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
That's one I wasn't.
Yep, so Bob and
Oh.
Peter were out. Okay, that is also
Oh, you
carried.
know what, I do have one question on the, is it the January 2nd? Did you forget to put Nan in for the attendance?
I think I saw that you were not there.
I wasn't there?
No, Peter.
For January 2nd.
Yeah, it's right here.
Peter and I were here.
Yeah, but he forgot Nan.
Well, you know, I missed a couple meetings and I'm gone.
You're right, I have,
Yeah, Nan was on that one.
I have Peter out.
All right, so let's go back.
So I make a motion to approve those minutes of January 2nd, 2024, with the correction that Nan Woodworth was present.
I would second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No
I wasn't
opposed.
here.
We have two abstaining. Hey, good catch, thank you. All right, so, department reports, parks, she's not here. The park manager position is up and posted. We are accepting applications. Chantel's doing a great job, as well as the buildings and grounds team. It's been amazing. Ice rink is due to be pumped up tomorrow and the next day, so we're crossing our fingers.
Next week's gonna
It's
be
certainly
50.
cold enough.
Next week's gonna be 50.
Oh, no.
As long as the pressure test
Yep.
goes, then
We're
we should be
good.
making ice by Thursday.
So all
Ice
those,
bar will be melted.
once we get it up, we got a chiller. It better be chilling. All right, streets, street department's been busy. Thank you to the team for all the plowing. Anything you want to add there, Terry? Nothing?
To get the salter figured out. He said almost fell off the junk there.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't, it just,
Who's in charge of the sidewalks out here?
Streets, which sidewalks?
Out here?
the village offices.
Out front of ours, yes, we are, but as far as all the other businesses, each business is
Each business
responsible.
does their own?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I did it one night.
Okay.
Whoever's here does it, right, Ethan?
Yeah, we've done it many times too up there.
Yep.
Do you have a question
Fairgrounds,
about it, Peter?
pardon?
Do you have some concerns
Oh, I
about
came
the
today and
sidewalk?
it wasn't, done, I didn't know where to show it.
Yeah, most of the businesses on this side weren't done. Actually, first thing this morning, because I called, Cam went out and did it, but probably as the snow continued.
Yeah, it was coming down.
But Cam did come out and actually do it first thing this morning, and then it was done again in the early
I got
afternoon.
here at about 1:00, 2:00, 1:30.
The out front was still, our out front was good.
No,
I'll show you where
Not
the
when I got
broom
here.
is.
yeah, show me where it was, I'll do it, I don't care. And what about the Fairgrounds Road? How far do we plow down that road? Fairgrounds Road,
Fairgrounds Lane is just
Lane.
a short,
we don't go all the way down to Central Central Asphalt?
I'll have to get with Kenny on that and see. Central Asphalt is closed, so,
Yeah, where?
I don't think so, cause I had a guy
well, it's
call
an
me today,
asphalt,
delivered
and
parts.
asphalt, they don't make asphalt in the wintertime.
They work on the trucks and stuff.
They're working on a truck, he was delivering parts, so the road wasn't plowed. They stopped at the shared services building.
And I think, you know, though we did change things, that not to go every other side, I think we've got to, odd even parking, we've got to really be in touch with streets to see how that's going, because it looked questionable today, I'll tell you.
I thought
It's
it was-
hard,
I thought it
because
was
people
really
are parked all over the
They're
place.
parked
Yeah.
all over. Well,
Yeah,
you can-
unfortunately,
you
they
can
don't
plow
adhere
the center
to
of the
the-
road, and that's all you can plow.
Well, it doesn't matter adhere, this year we dropped the odd even
Right.
parking,
Right.
and they did more or less adhere to it, you know, when we were enforcing that. But it was decided at the beginning of the season that we didn't need to do it in order to plow, but I had concerns about being able to plow, the way it looked today.
Yeah, I talked to Scott the last storm, whenever that was, a week ago Saturday, and, you know, it's just, people are parked all over the place, and it's tough.
Yep.
Yeah,
You can get the center of the street, and that's about all you can get.
yeah,
People enjoy that.
But
So that's
they should be plowing down, that's our responsibility, but you can check
I
on
was
it.
gonna ask if, cause at the end of that
I
was
will
a
check
private
onto
road.
the fairgrounds lane.
I mean, the village, or the, excuse me, Frog Hollow's ours too, so I
Right.
assume that whole,
yeah, it should be.
all the way
They
down.
didn't get plowed at all today.
And people go to the, to still walk that path, there's parking down there to walk that path.
Okay. Delivery driver
Oh, stopped you?
couldn't get down the road.
Well, they do, I know.
What
they
a
work
Napa
in the
guys.
building. They
Yeah,
they
they're
service
working,
all the trucks
yeah.
all winter long.
Okay, one other question, Lee Road, which is up by the water, okay?
Yep.
So if you go up to the, storage units up there, and you turn around and you come down the hill, coming down into Watkins, there's a speed limit sign that says village speed limit 30 miles an hour. And then you go down the road a little ways longer and it says Village of Watkins Glen. So I had a judge question me about it because people are complaining that 30 miles an hour doesn't start until the Village of Watkins Glen sign. So there's that area between the 30 village speed limit. I think we need to take that speed limit sign and get rid of the village on it and just put 30 mile an hour. I said, they should have to follow the speed limit of the sign no matter where it is or what it
It's
says.
the village though.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
still
sign,
in
the
the
Village of
village.
Watkins Glen
Sign that says
isn't down
village,
to,
so-
down the road like about 1/8 of a mile.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but it's still in the village. You
It's
know where he's
still in
talking
the
about?
village in New
Because I know
York
you
City.
guys sit up there, it's just
Like,
past
I
the
mean,
water.
that's starting to get a little, you know, if we're gonna start changing signs for people, and just because people don't like it,
Well,
you know, I mean,
his question was, he wasn't sure, the people's argument was that the 30 mile an hour speed limit doesn't start until the Village of Watkins Glen, because the Village of Watkins Glen sign is down the road a ways.
the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit is on
It
any
starts where
road
that
in
sign is,
any
isn't that
village.
correct, Ethan?
That's what I
Yeah.
told him, no matter where, if the
Yeah, I
sign
mean,
says,
the 30-mile-an-hour sign starts where the 30-mile-an-hour sign is.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the only thing you could maybe do is move the, you know, Village of Watkins Glen or Welcome to Watkins Glen back up to be consistent with that sign. But, you
well,
know,
my suggestion was get rid of the village on it. It says village speed limit 30 miles an hour. So we just got rid of the village on there and just put 30 miles an hour, then they don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's in our street laws, though, that it's 30 mile an hour right where that sign is.
Yeah,
And
it
it's in
can
the
be.
village.
But that's what's screwing people up, because it says village on it. It actually says village speed limit.
That's been
Well, it
there.
Then
is.
you get down the road and then it says
That sounds
Village of
bad.
And then
Watkins
when you get
Glen.
down the road, it says village, you're entering the Village of Watkins Glen. So So they're,
So the argument is that the sign are not in the village, so
like the sign is
They
they
should
think
go
that the
faster?
speed limit doesn't start till they get to the village.
So they can go
So the
40
judge
until they get
doesn't know what to
Yeah,
do
so-
with it, so,
That's 30,
you
it's been
know.
30 miles an hour.
I know, I'm just,
I got
It
stopped
was
up
a
there.
judge that stopped me and was questioning me about what he should be doing about it.
well, I would say you should follow the.
That's what I said,
signs.
you should follow you follow the sign says 30, it says 30.
I was gonna say, it's 30 mile an
I
hour.
was driving on 30 miles.
He told me to
an
bring it
hour.
up, I'll just bring it up.
Thank you.
We can give them a copy of the street law. But thank you,
Sounds like a
Peter.
good defense if somebody gets a ticket maybe, but otherwise, if you feel like if the sign's posted for 30, then it's posted for 30.
People fly up and down there.
Yeah, you could probably sit there all day long and get tickets out.
We used to ride a lot on that road. I don't know if anybody sits, or that street, I don't know if a lot of guys sit there as much as, I know I used to sit there a lot. And it was nothing for 45, 47, 53, up through there.
Well, if you ever have any dealings with Judge Norman, straighten him out.
I'll talk to him. What else you got on your list? Anything?
I just had the little deal down at Kukla Rocks.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference.
All right, nobody here from codes. Water, that project's moving right along.
Jank's going up pretty quick.
Yeah,
Those guys
electric.
Probably have you work inside and keep the wind out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was thinking,
so electric department, they've got our Lafayette Park new lights on order. How about sewer and superintendents, anything to add to?
Nothing to-
Anything to add, Ethan?
Just a couple things real quick, as far as the report goes, the end of the year report that I submitted.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Just, I'm not a writer, I did, I wanted to put some more detail into things and let you
Oh,
guys
that was
know
great.
more.
Good job.
Of what goes on and stuff. But I just did want to explain to you guys just some perspective stuff, how busy we are lately and how much we're doing proactively and within our community and stuff in general. But, so just for comparison, New York State Police handled 1,226 calls for service last year. Again, we handled 3,779. So we handled actually 3 times the amount of calls for service, completed 3 times the amount of calls for service as our local state police. The sheriff's office handled 7,600, so we actually handled half of what our local sheriff's office handled for complaint volume, which their staffing levels is actually 5 times larger than ours. To kind of put that in perspective as well, how much we're doing on an individual basis within our village police department. And then similar to that is the arrests. We had 292 arrests, which is also half of what the sheriff's office had, but yet they have 5 times our staffing all the way around. And that doesn't include the jail, that's talking like road patrol, sheriff down to the deputies. So just for instance, we just had we do a lot, we're busy a lot. We're trying to stay proactive and, reactive as needed, but, we are very busy for the size of us and the tourism that we have through the summer. And then just for, again, this year already starting out, we have 19 arrests already in the last 16 days on this year, which is actually putting us on pace for 433 arrests through 2024. Not that that'll necessarily be the case, but just that's the pace it's setting already in 2024. Other than that, just appreciate you guys and your support for the police department and all of our officers in general. We've got a pretty good group of officers currently. Staffing levels are good. That also being said, the sheriff's office just got approved for 3 more 3 more deputy spots. Just something considered someday down the road, as far as staffing goes. But we are at a full staff as far as we have been concerned, and things have been going well. We've got a great staff, and like I said, you guys supporting us as helpful in general as well. So.
Yeah, thank you, Ethan. I thought this was really great. It was very comprehensive. I think getting that on our website is important so the public can see it. You got a great team. Doesn't matter what time of day I'm here. They're always amazing, professional. And,
Yeah, we're trying to continue and have a standard more so than we maybe have had in the past, or if you will, it's gone up and down over the years. In general, we're trying to keep a better and higher standard maybe than in some years past, with productivity. Our night guys making sure they're out there, as you guys see and stuff, they're checking all of our businesses all through the night, our village-owned property, all that stuff, at all hours of the night, instead of essentially doing nothing and
Just make sure they check that campsite out down there,
Which sign?
the campgrounds.
Oh, they're there, I see them all the
They're
time
down-
now.
I see you guys down there all the time, cause I go down to check out the Eagles, and you guys are down there all the time.
Beauty.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, checking the buildings especially because they definitely get left open. One thing I did note that I think, as we start budget season, that we've gotta really look at your vehicles.
I'm glad you just said that. I was supposed to say that tonight, it slipped my mind. We are in desperate need of figuring out at least another vehicle,
Yeah,
before we really get into problems with vehicles. I talked to Fred at one point and somebody else in the village office. There may be some money somewhere for vehicles specifically that we may have access to. But yeah, three's not enough anymore either, if we're being honest. We have 3 patrol vehicles. We've actually always ran 4 for many years within the police department.
right.
We're down to 3 marked, but we've also never had 2 school resource officers before either. So on a given day, we have 2 cars go to the school because there's times where one leaves or there needs to be a transport, so they need 2 vehicles. And there's days where myself and another officer are on duty, and I have to take my personal somewhere real quick because the officer's on a call, so I have to go over there and meet them on that with my personal truck. Or just in general, we don't have enough vehicles. And I know it's always tough with budget and money and all that stuff, but we definitely are in the market for at least 1 more vehicle moving forward. We also have not purchased a brand new vehicle for the police department in now 11 years. Well, 1 in 11 years, excuse me.
Right.
2021 we got one. We've only bought 1 in 11 years, so. And
What's,
as you guys know, they run 24/7, 365 too, so they take a pretty good beating too.
yeah, do we have a plan in place to repair the 2021?
It's been a struggle with parts to get them. We are this close to getting that in the shop to get the work done. I just met with the Sarnos on yesterday. to
Just like everything
finalize
else.
The appearance, and we should be getting that in there within the next days or less than a week, I hope. To get the work done, and then we gotta get it off to get it striped and stuff.
Okay. And what about, the ride program, where are we at with that? Cause I
I
know,
don't know. I know also though, I took a lot of great feedback from discussing that with you guys. I mean, I had people reach out to me, very interested in it, people very happy to hear about it. People wanting to get their friends or, kids in high school involved. So I've gotten great feedback since we discussed that. I don't know where it stands. I thought lastly it had to go to, or I was supposed to get you something, or?
it went to the insurance, I know.
It went to the insurance and it went to the attorney. Dave had a few comments. The insurance actually cleared it. So they actually said the program that you presented, as far as the rules and regulations for it, were better than what they've seen from most places, so.
Okay.
So they've both been cleared. It's just a matter now of, the only thing they said was just setting more specific guidelines as to who you would, and during the times that you would have people ride along. Like maybe you wanted to keep it to specifically for officers or people that are looking to become officers, that are going to school, or, I don't know if you want to open it up to teenage school kids and whatnot. There's a higher risk of concern there, but
You mean minors?
I don't know where
like
we
minor,
get-
like teenagers or high
I don't
schoolers.
know where we get that approved at, or how that gets approved, or like a policy that sets an age or anything like that. I don't think there should be any real limitations on who or really what age. If I say that lightly, because I'm not gonna bring a 3-year-old out with us, whatever. But I know for my sake and some other people I know, we've had 14, 15 years old or 8th grade career days, kids come and do a ride along for a 3-4 hour block to see interest in our local department, all that kind of stuff. I won't limit to anybody that wants to necessarily do law enforcement. Only, for example, say Charlie wanted to come do a couple hour ride along or something to see in general, or do a story or something of that nature on it. You don't want to limit it to just people considering law enforcement careers either.
They
Yeah,
used to have a work study program, remember when your mom did it
Mhm.
I'm on
for
there.
years.
Yeah.
Could be part of maybe a work study, but I guess Kaz would be, isn't she the business
Maybe.
teacher?
I don't think it's as informal as when my mom did it.
Yeah, I think that what they were referring to is we want to make sure that we're inclusive, and we don't want to get into a situation where someone complains of discrimination because we for whatever reason, so we wanna make sure that the criteria is clear. You know, say for example, and I don't know if this is true, but say somebody has a misdemeanor, you know, something like that, so, you know, I just wanna be really careful about that we don't get ourselves into saying no just because of whatever, and, you know, it's not fair, and so you gotta be ready for whoever those people are.
Each case should be evaluated individually.
That's
Yeah.
what I was just gonna say.
Now, like you said, you can't really
Each
rule
person that does it.
certain people out, but you can also as well. So I think just individually based on discretion of the, call it the officers or myself doing the background on an individual
Mhm.
to try and make them, make sure that we're in good standing with somebody jumping in our patrol car, having
Right.
access close to weapons,
Yep.
gear, all that stuff too, so.
Will the cameras be on, your body cam?
They wouldn't be on during the whole thing, no. I
Okay.
mean, that, we could, but you also know, they don't really, especially these older ones, don't run
Yeah,
for a 3-4 hour block. Storage wise, that if we go to a call after 4 hours in, this wouldn't be on.
yeah.
Not really something that happens everywhere else, like nobody really records the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just curious, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Charlie, just so you know, if you go for a ride and they get on a high-speed chase, you're gonna get dumped out on the side of the road.
That is true.
I don't know where I guess that's just like, I saw that and I thought that was kind of weird, but. I
You gotta
guess
hitchhike home.
It's like, I don't know.
All right, thanks Ethan, and thank you to your team.
Lastly, I guess my question would be, when should we discuss vehicle? I actually just got a quote from our, leasing.
From Enterprise.
Go through Enterprise.
Yeah, he talked to
There was-
Enterprise.
For a used vehicle that wasn't a police interceptor, but was still discounted down to 33,000, that's without any of the equipment. But it's a pretty big discount for a 2023 Explorer with only 2,000 miles on it for 33,000. I guess I'm just wondering, it would still probably be 15 grand to outfit it, so you're still talking pushing $50,000. But where do we go, or where do we find money? Who do I talk to, or how does that go? Or should I just maybe go through Fred a little bit, or Fred and Naomi, and try to figure out a little bit of financing before we?
Yeah, I mean,
discuss?
we're gonna be starting budget conversations here pretty quickly. So, you know, you and I and Peter should be talking, since we're the liaisons for the police department. I mean, you can talk to Naomi as well, but we're all gonna be working on that together. So as we gear up, and it's coming up quick, cause we gotta be ahead of it before Nan leaves.
But probably you want the details of it,
Mhm.
stepping into that whole budget process, so of what financing could look like. It doesn't mean that it's approved, but what would it
Right.
look like?
Right.
So the sooner the better.
So right now, you're looking at adding a car, not just replacing a car.
I just think adding at least a car, our department's growing a little bit, actually used to have 6 full-time officers, we still only have 5, but we used to have 6. We used to always have at least 4 patrol cars designated to the police department, including, there was usually like an unmarked one in there too, which is actually very effective and got utilized a lot for going to trainings or whatever it may be, but, so we're looking to add 1 car for sure. The 2 older cars that we have aren't costing us a lot, as they're mainly our SRO cars. So they're only being put, I think it was 1,500 on car 3, which is our 13, and then I think only 5,000 on car 2, which is our 2017. So it's minimal mileage, but they're still great spares and or SRO cars, if you will. So adding another actual patrol vehicle, I think, is what, at least 1 would be ideal for, upfront to have 4 active patrol cars.
And the school pays us 5,000 per year per car.
Essentially would be half the payment on a brand new one for
Mhm.
a lease program every year.
Correct.
There's that kind of, I was told that money, because we haven't spent it, I was told by, I think it was Sergeant Decker years ago, that was supposed to go into some fund, just so after like 4 or 5 years, we could buy a brand new car without even doing a payment program, off just money that the school has given us. Don't know where that is, don't know where that's gone, don't know if it's there, I don't know where it's been spent or not spent, but that was, the $5,000 a year was,
No, we'll
Nice.
look at that, now that we got Noe on board.
That's all, I just trying to make sure we get the, because, you know, it's a 4 to 6 or 8 month process to
Yep.
even get a car probably, and, you know, I'd like to maybe, if possible, get one by summer. Our events, we don't have enough cars for our traffic quotes a lot of times.
Right.
Let's hope it's not anything like a fire truck.
No, No.
Not quite there, they're not cheap though, about 50 grand.
No, but I mean even just the length.
length of time.
Oh, yeah, no. So, that's all, but.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you.
Oh, that's yours.
All right, so we got a fire department report, a very extensive, I tell you what, the amount of calls. And so I did have a question, Ethan, so every single call, every single time the fire department calls, you guys go as well?
Not anymore. We did years ago.
Okay.
I have instructed all the officers to, if there's nothing going on, if you're not tied up on a complaint or maybe some in-depth paperwork at the office, and there's something that you may be able to help with, please go and see if you can be of assistance.
Okay.
Especially the lift assist in the middle of the night they go to.
Yeah,
You know, our guys are, you know, getting paid to be here. The least they can do is go help pick somebody up off the floor.
Yeah.
Or, you know, more in depth, if it's a more serious call, we're here to help. But we do not go to every single call anymore.
okay.
There's a lot of times where we can't do anything, so
Right.
it's really no.
Yeah, I understand. It's just amazing to me how many calls they get
Yeah,
that aren't fire calls.
yeah.
I mean,
So what does
it's
the
amazing.
ESO stand for? Emergency Service,
The what?
ESO.
ESO, where are you looking?
Total incidents.
Oh, he's over on the budget.
It's at the bottom.
Is that an emergency
First-
services?
First page. 29 plus ESO calls.
I'm not sure what that means. Emergency, I'm not sure. Can I ask
Do you know
Jason?
what it is, Ethan?
What's
Ethan, they want to know if you know what ESO stands for.
The operation,
I don't know, is that under the fire or is it under the police?
is there a number next to
He-
it?
They're
It's
looking-
under reserve,
It says 29 plus,
rescue and
maybe it's a
emergency medical
6, but it's
services.
not a-
They're looking at Jason's
It's on-
fire report.
It's under the rescue and emergency medical service incident, so it's probably
Maybe
calls
it's
on
really a number.
rescue.
It's amazing the rescue calls that they get. Just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, our Watkins Fire Department is
And-
very, very busy.
And Brent lives by my house, and it's amazing how many times that guy gets called. I could like,
He loves
here's
it.
Chuck. It's unbelievable.
As you guys can see, we are an extremely busy village.
I know,
The
it's
summer times are
unbelievable.
through the roof, but
All right. No, he is not here.
That's a good report too.
ESO was-
Yeah. So I
Fire
take a
report
motion to
about fire.
accept all department reports, please.
I make a motion to accept all the department's reports.
Second?
Any further questions, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, that's carried, thank you. Okay, on to voting items. The first is a contract for legal services for the AFFF, PFAS litigation. I'll take a motion and try to explain this to the best of my ability.
I'll make a motion for contract for legal services, AFFF/PFAS litigation.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All right, so, let's see, it was Terry was on the call, me, Megan, Fred, I think. So, in a nutshell, what this is there's litigation in place. Let me find it.
Can you tell us what that stands for, AFFPEAS?
Yeah, so if you pull out the contract for legal services, so this is costing us nothing. We're joining communities around Seneca Lake to join together on a suit for litigation related to a civil action against responsible parties for damages due to soil and water contamination. And so if you look down under the first paragraph, it explains what those PFAS and AFF. So it's basically, the AFF is aqueous film forming foam. PFAS is the perfluorooctane sulfonic acid that's found in the lake or around the surrounding areas. So we were contacted by Attorney Bob King, who's representing communities around the area, because there's a civil suit against the companies that make these products. And so if there's money that's awarded, we will be awarded funds out of the award minus 25%, that's his cost. Our attorney has reviewed it and has approved it. He got Attorney Bob King to reduce his portion down to 25%. So basically, it's not costing the village anything, we're just adding ourselves onto the communities that are under litigation towards this civil action.
Who's spraying all this, or who's doing this?
Well, there's a bunch of companies, I don't remember the examples, I don't know if Terry does, but,
Yeah, I don't remember the companies. The money's already been put aside.
Right.
This has got to do with a lot of, you know, what's in the environment now. They call them the forever
From a long
chemicals.
time ago.
Well, no, it's basically, these
They never go away.
these are chemicals that are created with the plastics and everything else we use, and they will never go away.
And like all the firefighting on the lakes and
Firefighting
river
on
stuff,
the
the foam and stuff that they have to
bases.
spray to put the fires out on the boats.
They have
And that
fire
foam has a chemical in it that gets
Yep.
into the water that affects the
Groundwater.
the
was-
groundwater and everything else.
Yeah, think of that.
yeah, and it's part of our testing of our water, and
Yeah.
our levels are very, very low, but just because, bye Charlie, have a good basketball game.
Thank you.
Bye,
Good to
Charlie.
see
Our
you.
levels are very low,
Yeah, but
so it's not a danger.
but we still can join forces,
Sure.
you know, if there's money that comes out of the suit, then we get our chunk of the pie. So that's, in a summary, that's what this is. Other questions, concerns from the board? All in favor? Aye. No opposed, did you say aye?
No, we didn't do a motion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
Bob and Margaret. well,
Bob and
Oh,
Margaret,
phew,
then Margaret.
I have-
yep.
Ty,
yeah.
She was louder.
she's closer.
Further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
No opposed? Okay, that's carried. Okay, the next voting item is a member application for fire department, from Eugene Perboni.
Make a motion, we approve the application for the use of the fire department building for Eugene Perboni on April 16th at 10 a.m.
April 6th.
Oh, April 6th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
A second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed, that's carried, thank you. Okay, the next is a resolution approving the March 19, 2024 village elections. Here we are again.
Wow. Quick year.
I'll make a motion for the resolution approving election inspectors for the March 19th, 2024 election.
Second.
Further discussion?
No, other than these are the exact same four that were in last year's election.
I don't know where the year went.
That's all.
Who did it list them? Matt.
Yeah, their names should be on there. And
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No opposed, it's carried. Okay, I need a motion to close the public hearing since we have so much public here this evening.
I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
A second.
Okay, further discussion?
Oh, yeah, I see.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carry, or, no opposed, it is carried, thank you. All right. Now, I need a motion to approve the resolution with reference to the Coop Park engineering study.
I'll make a motion to resolution with reference to the Clute Park engineering study.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 No opposed, carried. Okay, and the additional voting item is to approve the tap cost for the 4-inch water line in the Village of Watkins.
Make a
$2,000 fee.
Make a motion, we approve the 4-inch water line tap cost at $2,000.
I'll second.
Further discussion?
Was it about that?
So this is we needed to make sure for the record, both Terry and Megan are working on other fee schedules, but we noted that Megan left the meeting that we thought we had voted on it before because she had got called out. So we wanted to make sure that we had it in the minutes. because we did charge 2 businesses now, the tap fee. So it's basically tapping into our line. And can you explain what the 4-inch versus, I don't know the difference between it.
4-inch tap, just the size of the tap, but the 4-inch tap is done by a contractor. They have a contractor come in, but in every city, town, village, there's what they call a tapping fee. So if they're putting in a 3/4 inch tap to your house, there's a fee for that you pay the village, the town, the city. If it's a 1-inch line, they're all different values based on the size of the tap. This is only the second 4-inch tap that the village has had. I mean, even in all the time I've been here, there's never been a rate. These rates go anywhere upwards. Different villages, I believe Geneva's like $18,000 to do a 4-inch tap. So it varies from village to village. And we didn't have anything in the regs, in the water regs that went that high.
Bless you.
Bless you. It just, so now we're just working on the regs, and we had discussed this at a meeting.
Yeah, I can't remember, that somebody needed a 4-inch one or something.
That was way, no, it was
Apartments.
actually
It's not
the
Julie, it's
Guthrie.
prior to that, Guthrie.
It was prior to, it was
yeah.
Guthrie, and we had discussed it, and we had discussed that there was nothing in the regs, and Megan had come up with a fee, and we just surmised that it was already,
We thought it was in the
yeah,
rate scale and it wasn't.
that it had been voted on and in the rate scale, but it wasn't, so now we're just rectifying that. So it'll become part of our rate scale. Whether or not it goes up or down will, depending on all the surrounding areas, and once we start taking a look at it.
It was discussed though, during Guthrie. It was discussed back during that time, and we had decided on 2,000, but we didn't bring it formally.
We didn't
in front
vote
of the
on
board.
it.
But that price was set back then and not just recently.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, it's carried. Thank you. Okay, no other voting items. We'll move on to the general audit. I need a motion, please.
I make a motion to approve the general audit dated January 12th, 2024 for a total amount of $433,619.75.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, it's carried, thank you. Just a couple of things I had to give, not only new business, but some updates on. We had a resignation of our cleaner, so Fred has arranged for 4 interviews this week.
Starting tomorrow.
For what did you say, cleaner?
All of them will be tomorrow, actually.
Oh, they're all tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cleaning position.
Oh.
I told him we probably need 2. I mean, it's, that park alone is a lot, especially when we have
What do we
events in there.
currently have? One full position?
Yeah, we had one at 1.5 from the past is what I recalled.
So Jordan was the cleaner before he ended up going to the Parks Department, and then that position was never filled, and then Diana was the part-time cleaner, who she just resigned.
Okay. And did she remain part-time?
She's a permanent part-time employee, and then
Okay.
she's been,
Yeah, so we may be able to get 2 out of, we had 5 applicants, 1 got another job.
yep. One found another job, there's 4, there could be another applicants that apply, but right now, the 4 that came in, we're gonna interview tomorrow.
Okay.
Do you want anybody with you, or do you have somebody?
If anyone's available, but it's not really, I mean, I can have Chantel even come over, and
Okay.
they're throughout the day, they're pretty much every hour from like 11 to 2.
Can I just interrupt that real quick too? Do we do any type of process for background specifically?
Yeah, we usually-
Be involved in that, just because our office, obviously, they have access to most of it.
Yeah,
Not that I'm saying any of these candidates are not good candidates, I just want to make sure that, having access to the police department with lots of things and stuff.
Yeah, that's why, I
Yeah.
mean, we'll go through the process, and then we'll give you,
Yeah,
what
that's
you
all.
need to
That's
check
all.
them out.
At the end of it all, I would just like to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do background checks, right?
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean like criminal.
Yep.
I know you guys do criminal background checks.
No,
we-
usually
you do-
we
you
run them
do.
through you, and that's,
Yeah, we go to you.
yeah, that's,
Yeah, they're not.
It's not-
They're localized.
yeah, it's local, you're right.
Oh, right.
But, okay, that's all.
Okay, and then, I had this on the agenda last time, all the board members weren't here, so we have upcoming police and Teamsters negotiations. So we're gonna need 2 board members for each negotiation, and it can't be me. So,
I'll volunteer for one.
who wants to do what?
How soon, I mean, when are they due?
They're both done.
May.
Done in
May.
May, yeah, we
for
gotta,
first
we gotta start soon. So typically, the unions would send us a message saying, you know, we wanna start the process, but I haven't heard anything yet.
We had a union meeting, our specific union, the PBA, and we actually talked, we wanna meet up front with liaisons prior to even like
Yep.
union representative, see where we're at with
Yep,
points and numbers.
so I have you, to get you on my calendar, hopefully this week.
So whenever, I guess we know who we're dealing with, we can start communication to just have
Yep.
at least an initial meeting.
Yep. So, you and Peter and I should talk soon. I won't be sitting at the table, but,
I could sit at I sit there initially, but then a third person can't be in there, like I'll be done in March.
yeah, we just wanna have a,
But I could sit there initially to come up with some format.
yeah, so you and Bob did,
We did
Fire one.
you did electrical.
electric,
Oh, electric,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll fit in wherever, for both if you need.
Oh, you
Okay.
will be doing both.
As long as there's food there, I don't care.
Food?
Well, you should bring the food.
I do, doggone it.
All right, so
Trying to get away from
we'll
that.
follow up on that,
So why don't we talk in terms of how I can help moving into it?
okay,
And maybe setting up some grids and things
Yep.
Yeah, let me know what I
to
can do.
leave the team.
Yep.
Let me know what I can do.
See,
And
we
also-
can't
You'll
have
be-
3 sitting at once,
you'll
but
be
we
at-
can get it rolling.
yeah, it's gotta be 2 and
Yeah.
2, but you'll be on the other side of the table, Marg.
What do you mean?
When you were the president of
Oh,
the
for
union, you were on the other
yeah,
side.
yeah.
You'll have to clear your
Yeah.
head.
That's okay,
Let
no,
it
I can
go.
do that.
You put your village hat on.
I worked very well with the other side of the table when I was doing that, so.
All right, so we'll start working on a schedule here soon. All right, B, we're not gonna
As
talk,
long as we're talking about that, well, kind of, sort of. Did you want to make up a rotating schedule for the managers meeting, or is that something we should talk about later?
yeah, so,
I
that's,
kind of kept forgetting when Wednesday.
anybody who wants to go 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday mornings?
It's a, okay, Wednesday morning.
Well, last time, you didn't have it, you had COVID.
We can't be more than 2 of you.
Yeah,
So,
That's the
I'm
thing.
doing-
Well, that's why I wondered if maybe a schedule would be, it would be good to have a schedule.
yeah, we probably should send something out so we know who, normally I was going every week. Tomorrow I can't go, but anybody wants to go tomorrow, they're more than welcome.
Peter doesn't get up that early, he's already expressed that, so.
Terry has the coffee going.
Coffee's going, the board members expected to bring Toby's Donuts.
Yeah, well,
Toby's is closed.
I usually go to Tops because,
Didn't I bring homemade goods once?
You did, Nan, yes, you did.
So it's always down to the sewer plant?
Yes.
yep, 8 o'clock every Wednesday morning, and it's good, it's, just, you know, it's a working meeting. You know, it's good
It's
to,
nice to listen to.
yeah. So I can't, I have to get my car to the garage
I
tomorrow.
might be able to make it, I don't see any reason why I can't make it tomorrow.
Well, if you're out eagle
I
watching, you
know.
can just
I
go there
usually
8
it
o'clock
was-
in the morning.
It'd be like 8:30, I would go, you'd probably see me driving around down there looking for.
All right, and then, the next time I had is the STC Planning, Regional Leadership Council, and I meant to bring that, it's in my office. Oh, it's a 4-day, I think I sent it to the board, actually, I
Yes,
think
you
I
You
did.
You did.
you I
So
remember.
if anybody's interested, Terry, did you look at that? I don't know
I
who to
haven't
send
had
to
a chance
that.
to look at that.
So they
yet,
didn't,
but-
they didn't give us any, of the layout of what the programs are gonna be, anything like that. It was just a, hey, save the date, it's coming, and then they're gonna send more. So that- normally they give you like the list of all the classes. And so that way, the different departments can say, okay, I'll benefit from these ones, and then we usually get a list going to sign everybody up who
Okay.
wants to go. So they haven't given us that yet. This is just they want us to know it's coming.
Okay, so
April 4th.
I have, it just in my mailbox. So I'll look in there to see if the schedule's there, and I'll send it out to you all.
All I saw was April 4th.
Speaking of training, have we done the annual training that we usually,
That's May.
it's in May?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was, you guys went to it in October, but I was out of town. but
None of us, I don't think any of us went, but a lot of us need to go. It'll be in May.
You're talking about the Nikon?
Did you go?
Yeah,
You go to the
No, I
Corning
was
one?
talking
Okay.
about,
Yeah, no.
no.
community center, is that the one you're talking
Oh,
Yes.
no, we're talking about the Saranac Lake one, I think is what you're talking about. or
No, I'm
Saratoga.
done, no.
No,
What?
I think she's talking about the one that's
No,
done
no,
at the.
it's okay, we don't have to.
There's Corning, there's Saratoga, and there's Saranac Lake, there's three
Yeah,
different
there's all
ones.
kinds of trainings that you guys will wanna do, yeah.
Boy,
Goodness.
she's checking out on us. All right, I had another question, so where are we at with the street laws? Besides, I know you're in a,
Where we're at is Miriam laid out that, all of the measurements, so what we sent her, and then she mapped it out, and then we found some conflicts, and we have not been able to follow up with the conflicts, so we
Okay.
just haven't gotten to it yet. So
Okay.
unfortunately, was put on that back burner again, I apologize.
well,
But I gotta get
You're
out
busy.
there with Scott, because we need to go look at some areas that, where it says from the driveway to the curb, this many feet, so on, and it's not accurate anymore. So some things have changed over the years, obviously. So in order to get that information correct, we need to go check the ones that she sent us. And
so
then-
that would be a great project for Mr. Deputy Mayor to do.
What do we wanna do?
I'll get with you.
There's some
I'll see.
discrepancies that we've gotta clear up, because that's one thing we gotta get done before Nan's done. That's been
Yeah.
Nan's
Is that
pet
the
peeve.
stop signs and all that stuff?
Yeah, so there's a list of sites that we need to go take a look at
So
to
actually,
get
why
an
don't
idea.
Peter and I do that instead of pulling you from the office?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So you've got the list?
I do.
Mhm.
Yes, I do.
So Peter, we're gonna take a drive and check out all these signs?
Oh, I love it. Who's driving?
Me, I don't let other people drive.
Great. Perfect match.
Take the village truck.
I'll put something together for you, what you gave me, and
Okay,
we'll go from there.
we aren't gonna wait for spring in the golf cart, so we're,
No, we
Yeah,
haven't heard
we're
anything
doing
about the
that.
golf cart yet.
So-
All right,
She'll pull you around the sled.
Peter's a golf cart?
so really important, and I really need the board's help on this, and I'll give you an update on what I've done. This is related to the DEC, and its initial review of the draft environmental impact on this expansion for the Roljek property up at Padawa. It's a 14.33 acre mine by approximately 60.95 acres.
It's almost 75, 80 acres.
It's unbelievable to
I
me.
don't even know where he's got that much up there.
That's a lot of property.
there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but you're talking.
He owns the whole, I didn't realize it, but he owns the entire Padua campus.
So I
Well,
think,
The other side of the road.
I think
And he owns
maybe-
the other side of the road, but it's on this side of the road.
Right,
so, but for the purpose of this, why don't we stick to what it is that we're doing here and
yeah, so there's two things. They've set up one, web-based public hearing, which Nan made a great recommendation that we set something up here, and so we can have the public come here, because what I already wrote to the DEC, and I said it's unacceptable to have a public hearing at 2:00 on February 13th in the middle of the day, when people that work are not gonna be able to get there. And so, they quite quickly came back and said, well, the first one is a virtual, is 6:00, and I said, well, we have elderly, long-term residents that don't know how to get on a virtual meeting. So, there's a lot of churn about this right now, and we need the public to come out. So as much as you can read about this and learn about it, Fred's got a file that I got in the mail today. He'll send it out to us, but we need to be really diligent on this, because it would totally impact this village.
And with the virtual public meeting, I mean, we really would be able to organize it so that one of us is kind of mediating and getting people to come forward with their comments and make it more formality for the DEC,
Yep.
so.
Now, one part I didn't understand about what that gal wrote back to you, I can't remember her name, was that she said, this is not a question and answer session. Did you notice that in the email?
Oh, so they aren't looking for comment, I thought it was a public
Well, but
hearing.
then in another part of the email, it talked about comments.
Yeah,
It's a straight comment, it's not a question.
it's comment, it's not,
Oh, they
they're
won't
not,
be
Comments,
responding,
yeah,
yeah, so they aren't responding.
they're not gonna answer our
Yeah,
questions, they wanna hear from the public about how we feel about this application.
Okay, so that, but it's good information to pass along to the public, because some people might come with
Yeah.
questions, and we have to let them know, you can't ask a question, it's gotta be a comment.
And actually, that happens at meetings quite frequently
Right.
too, because technically speaking, public can make comments.
But they
We
can't-
won't necessarily have responses for them right
Exactly.
there. So, and the nature of a public hearing is definitely that.
Yeah, and I would propose, Fred, that we get this out on our website, on our Facebook page.
That's
As-
what I was thinking.
As much, I mean, this is
Yeah.
public, it's not, people need to know. I mean,
Now,
Terry-
as far as like the person that wrote the letter, the very lengthy letter, which I thought was very good, can that be for public consumption also?
Mark Stephanie? Yeah, so Mark Stephanie, who's has a neighboring property up there, he's already written a letter. I suspect we're gonna get more, and I would welcome it. So,
So, but is that for public consumption?
Yep.
Like if I wanted
Yep.
to forward that on
Yep.
to people?
he sent it to Charlie Hefner.
sent it to
He sent it
Charlie.
to the DEC. If you look at, I don't know if
Yeah, I
I,
didn't bother to look to see who it was sent to, I just read it, and it was very good.
yeah.
And maybe, do you think, hopefully Charlie will print it?
This property was, they submitted an application in 2007, and it was denied. So rally the troops.
So, one thing I was a little bit confused about from the gal from Jack was I never really saw anywhere in any of the emails where they said, okay, we are going to approve this permit. Did she say that?
No, though, this
Okay.
is the time for them to listen.
Do you think they really will listen, or is this just?
They
a-
did last time.
Oh, okay.
It's all part of the process.
Yep.
It's
This
part of
was
the
them
process, that's-
accepting
that's right.
that they had received the
Application.
application.
Mhm.
And now the next step is the public hearing.
Right.
And do they make their decision on the application solely based on the public hearing?
Environmental studies too.
Yeah, well, and there's another,
So have they done the environmental studies, and are they gonna give us access to that information?
well, that's what's probably in that file, but, we haven't opened it yet, because I literally just got it.
Okay.
Supposedly they did. I thought I read where they did.
Well, and they also, we have to look at zoning. I can't imagine that in zoning that mining is allowed.
But if it wasn't allowed in the zoning, he wouldn't have been able to do it in the first place.
Well, not necessarily. They could
Isn't
go to
this
the zoning board
expanding?
of appeals and ask for a
This is
permit.
expanding what he's doing, isn't it?
Right.
Correct,
Yeah, 50 acres.
yeah. Other board concerns, because we do have a couple executive.
Just this thing with the codes with the street signs. So along this street, nobody's allowed to have those banners sticking up in the air, right? Down Main Street, but they are allowed to have the A-frames.
Yeah, because they take them in and out.
They're supposed to be taken down every night, right? Okay, so,
They have to be in front of the business that they're in. They can't
Correct.
put it like down the street or anything.
no, and they can't put it out by the curb. It's gotta be in
Right.
front of their, right?
Right.
Okay. So the people that do have the banners, they also have to be, just like when we put our signs up, they have to be on the other side of the sidewalk, 3
That's-
feet from the sidewalk.
That's correct.
Okay.
Because the village or the state has a right-of-way, and those signs are not supposed to be in the right-of-way.
Correct.
That help?
Yep.
Okay. Any,
One thing, Kelsey Wood, she lives just past the drainage ditch up here in the village, and she really wants water up there,
She is in the
No.
village property, yeah.
and she's got village. just
water or sewer?
Water,
Okay, I thought she talked to me about sewer.
no sewer, just.
Yeah, that's up in that County Route 28 section, isn't, I believe.
It's by the Lee Road, above the,
Lee
what's that
Road.
road that goes?
Instead of going 226, you go straight, and it's the first house on the right.
The
right
first
there.
driveway.
Before county line.
Right,
before
right by
county
the
line.
diversion ditch, if you go up the hill going toward Pat.
There's nothing up there,
Yeah, no,
and we're not gonna run anything up there. It's millions upon millions of dollars.
well, just,
And, I mean, if she wants it, then she can pay to hook into the main, and extend the main all the way up there. The main's not even up
They
there.
said they would dig the hole to get it.
This is a lot more than dig a hole.
I
I mean,
know.
we're talking probably $1 million plus.
Okay.
Well, don't we already have issues with
Yes,
pumping water up
Right, the
there
ones up
now that
above.
people are at the end of.
but that's all part of that system. We can't supply the proper pressure, we can't supply anything.
I
And
think
the
I talked
main
to her about
ends there, I mean,
It's supposed to get fixed with this project though, right?
Sure.
Oh,
No,
not
it'll
now,
get
but
built
in
in
phase.
in
things are
phase
yet
two,
to-
Yeah,
it's,
house up
it's
there.
being designed now.
Yeah.
Well, she was thinking that once, as long as they're digging everything,
Is there a well right now?
within eyesight of her house.
There's a lot more to
I
it than
know.
that. I mean,
I
we have to, you would have to extend the main. That would all have to go through the DOH, get approval from the DOH. Then can we even supply her the pressure?
That's
If
the
she's
problem.
not on it now and on a well, then,
That's what she is.
yeah.
Got it. Okay, well, she's asked me a couple of times and I keep forgetting.
Believe me, I don't like
She asked me-
saying no, but I mean, I have to look at the village and,
Yeah.
protecting,
And it would probably be good for her to maybe make an appointment with Megan to understand how it all works. She would
Yes.
understand it by having that conversation.
Yes.
You know, so,
can
I
do
mean,
that.
so I would kind of recommend that it's a lot more difficult for either you or she to
I
understand.
think that's a great idea.
And maybe set up an appointment with Megan and try to learn more
Well,
about
I
it.
told her about all the problems with throwing up 228 or
Yeah.
226 up that way. So,
Yeah, good idea, because she'd asked me for a meeting, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything more
Yeah,
than
no,
you just
no,
said.
I would suggest that she sit down with Megan, and she would understand what Megan's talking about, so, yeah.
I got
Alright.
just one other thing.
Yeah,
I noticed there a couple of meetings ago, that people would come into the meeting, they kind of float in and out, and I remember us looking at each other wanting to know who they were. Is there any way, should we be having like a sign-up sheet?
there is one.
Oh, the sign-up sheet that's up there right now is for the public hearing, but nobody was here to sign it, so.
yeah, so we
But that's
did
what that
that
was for.
with, during COVID, in case people got sick, but I don't know that we've ever done it before. When people come forward, obviously, we ask them, you know, their name, sometimes people just come because they're interested, and are you, is there concern, or? you
Yeah, a little
just-
bit, I mean, we don't know who they are. I mean, they could just be coming in here, I mean, I don't know, do we need to know who's coming to the meeting?
No,
Well, if they
Well-
speak, he gets their name and address anyways.
Who
If
does?
they speak, yeah.
Well, if they speak,
and,
but I mean,
and there's
that
always a
that one guy
police
didn't
officer
speak.
And that's
sitting
why
back
he's
there.
here.
And there's always a police officer sitting back there anyways, if
Right.
it's not.
That's why he's here.
Um,
Yeah, but, so we still didn't know who the guy was, we still don't know who the guy was.
But you-
Yeah, I think what we talked about before with Ethan, because of, security, and
Right.
just to be open about, everybody's security, is that, should he wand people that come in, because we don't have a metal detector, they do it in the courts, I would like to think that we all make people happy, but we don't.
No,
they do it in the county building.
Pete's worried somebody's after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've discussed that, we never really revisited that, but as far as identifying anybody, I don't know if legally we're allowed to. I mean, we
Yeah.
might be able to- we
People
might be able
should-
to inquire, but I don't know.
That's a good
For a
point,
public meeting, I would think
Yeah, I
that
don't
people
think
should
we
be
can
able to come
legally
in.
request ID
Yeah.
from anybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can ask a question.
Yeah, you could simply ask, hey, what's your name, or for the record, or.
Is there something I can help you with or something? What's
Yeah.
your name?
We've had a lot of contentious meetings in the past, and, safety should be always our top
I'm
priority.
just curious, it's
Because
something,
we're
that's
sitting
something
up
we
here
should
like
do or
sitting
not?
ducks.
Yeah, there's not really, well, where does that door go?
That goes to the courtroom.
I'll show you later,
It is
when
a
we
lot.
get out. All right, other things, because otherwise we're gonna move to executive. I have a